Liz Saville Roberts, Liz Saville. Dyma hi, ar y gair.
Oh, dearie me. Dydau fy weddol, ni ddim yn mynd I ddawnsio, cofiwch. Do'n I ddim yn mynd I ddawnsio. Right. Dyn ni yma yn Abertawe. Cwdwch eich baneri. Lift high those banners. Go on, let's see them in the wind. Let's see them here. Am ddiwrnod, am gynulleidfa. Couldn't ask for a better audience, you couldn't ask for a better day. Even the scaffold is flying, yes, Cymru. Fantastic. And we are, of course, we're all of us united against the injustices we face as a nation. So eloquently put by others. Rail funding on water, the attacks on peaceful process, and we've made some noise today. They'll hear it in Westminster. But we're not just here to dwell on the challenges, to describe the status quo. We're here to outline our vision of a better, richer, fairer country, to convince others that Wales isn't destined for eternal poverty. It doesn't have to be like this. I stand here today to tell you that we are more than just a footnote in another people's history. We are a vibrant, resilient and proud nation with more than the capacity to thrive on our own. We know this. And we're here to carry on that proud Welsh tradition, not just of standing tall against injustice, but rising above it to create something so much, much better. Whether it's the Rebecca riots, the miners' strike, or the fight for Welsh language rights, it is in that spirit of resilience that we are here today. And the recently passed Public Order Act, it's seen sweeping powers enacted to curb the right to do what we are doing today, to curb the right to protest. Peaceful protesters arrested simply for wanting an elected head of state. It's our purpose, the purpose of that act, to silence us, to stifle our voices, to suppress our dissent. And what do you know? Keir Starmer just limply nods along to whatever the Tories are saying. But, Cyfeillion, will we allow ourselves to be silenced? No. So let's keep on shouting. Not just about what's wrong. It's easy enough to describe what's wrong. But what we can make better, so much better today. Imagine if we had full control over our natural resources, allowing our communities to reap the benefits from profits from Crown Estate energy. That could power our next industrial revolution, treading light-footed on the planet precious resources of the world. Imagine Wales working with like-minded small nations in the room, addressing the challenges of our age, the climate crisis, our cost of living crisis, the energy crisis. Imagine having the powers over infrastructure and borrowing so we could actually build a decent transport system that allows us to travel north and south without going into another country. Imagine having the ability to craft and fund a decent welfare system that ensures our children can grow up and flourish without the fetters of childhood poverty. It's not normal, Cyfeillion, to have a third of our children living in poverty. It's not normal that people are dying younger, that our living standards are worsening, and that despite the fact that apparently we live in the 6th wealthiest nation state in the world. It's not normal because the United Kingdom and its institutions are not normal. Cyfeillion, derbynwch ddim ohono fo, accept none of it. And speaking as an MP, Sometimes you get drawn into Westminster's bizarre, archaic conventions and you start thinking it's normal. But the fact that we still have to observe 19th century rules, and those are the modern ones, that's not normal. Rules that have barely changed specifically because those institutions were and remain designed to maintain and entrench inequality. It's because of that system that allows a handful of billionaires to hoard wealth while families struggle to feed their children. That is disgusting. This isn't a cost of living crisis, Cyfeillion. It's a cost of greed crisis. And this crisis is a result of the choices consciously made in Westminster. Borrowing, taxation, energy regulation, the very powers necessary to address this crisis are jealously guarded there by a government we did not choose, at the say-so of a Prime Minister chosen only by his party MPs, and they dictate to us about democracy. It doesn't have to be like this. We can build a modern, thriving and inclusive European nation. We can be a sanctuary for those seeking refuge, where diversity is celebrated and embraced. We can build an economy where the rights of workers aren't trampled underfoot, but enshrined in our own national constitution of the future. We can build a nation where our LGBT siblings are not demonised, but instead where they can flourish in an environment that cherishes their rights and identities. Give us the tools, Cyfeillion, and we will build this future. And I conclude, we must also be frank about the avenues available for us to achieve this future. And I must give a mention to my colleague David Wigley and his bill that was passed in the Lords on Friday to safeguard our powers in our Senate. Give us the tools and the materials and we will build this. But this vision otherwise, even though we do our best, it's not possible within a Westminster system that mocks our values and interests. And it is not possible within a beleaguered devolution system constantly under assault. The solution to the bright vision and homespun pragmatism discussed today, bright vision, pragmatism, is Annibyniaeth independence. And although, of course, I stand here as a Plaid Cymru MP, this is not the time for party politics. We must work together for that, the one cause, the major cause of our generation in Wales. And we are, of course, home to anybody who desires a new approach to the old, tired ways of doing things. So, where does it begin from here on? It begins in the conversations in the pub tonight, in the shop tomorrow, in the office and the workplace on Monday. Our friends, our neighbours, our workmates. Tell your friends why it's not right that we're denied billions in rail funding. Ask your fellow worker if they think it's right that the UK Treasury and the royal family profit from Welsh natural resources. By spreading the word, we will make sure, step by step, that this is how we build the coalition. This is how we will build the Wales of the future. And this is how we will craft a new Wales. So, gwnewch sŵn yma yn Abertawe. Let's make the shout now. The shout that they will hear in Westminster, here in Abertawe, here in Swansea. Annibyniaeth! 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 Diolch yn fawr iawn.